Tonight, locked and loaded, Donald Trump's bold new threat to North Korea. 4 people injured as a plane plunges to the ground on the Sunshine Coast. And caught on camera, a Hunter motorbike rider's lucky escape that's gone viral.
This is NBN News with Kate Haberfield.
Good evening. Donald Trump says the US military is ready should North Korea carry out its threat to attack Guam. The American president warning Kim Jong-un will truly regret any action he takes against the US territory and can expect big trouble if he does.
Facing his first international crisis had Donald Trump up early this morning and doubling down on previous threats to North Korea. He was straight on Twitter, warning military solutions are now fully in place, locked and loaded, should North Korea act unwisely. Hopefully, Kim Jong-un will find another path. The North Korean leader's threat to strike near the American territory of Guam with missiles by the end of this month has ratcheted up worries that he might just follow through. So today, Trump turned his focus directly on the North Korean leader.
He utters one threat in the form of an overt threat, which, by the way, he has been uttering for years, and his family has been uttering for years, or if he does anything with respect to Guam or any place else that's an American territory or an American ally, he will truly regret it.
US presidents in the past have avoided such direct verbal attacks on the North Korean leader in an effort not to give him international credibility with his own people. But Trump says that hasn't worked, and he now blames Obama and George W. Bush for the situation that has now developed. But President Trump wasn't finished yet. Late today, he reappeared after more briefings from his advisors, and this time it was a slightly more restrained message.
We think that lots of good things could happen, and we could also have a bad solution. But we think lots of good things could happen.
And if, as expected, Kim Jong-un is monitoring Donald Trump's Twitter, he would have seen this message aimed at him. Trump retweeting pictures of B-1 bombers in Guam ready to go into action. In the United States, Robert Penfold, NBN News.
4 people have been pulled from the wreckage of a light plane which flipped and crashed while landing on Queensland's Sunshine Coast. The pilot is fighting for life after being trapped for almost an hour.
A light plane on its roof, its wings smashed and leaking fuel. Trapped beneath the wreckage are 2 men, including experienced Gold Coast pilot Ben Burke.
They're very lucky today to be alive still.
With 2 other passengers, they took off from the Gold Coast and were preparing to land in Caloundra when the Joy flight took a disastrous turn.
We saw it on the final, and it looked like it had a strong crosswind on landing.
The engine stalled, the plane flipped and landed upside down.
One of the wings dropped, and she went into the ground.
All 4 somehow survived the impact.
2 people were released fairly early.
But it was a delicate operation to free Ben and his passenger, both men pinned under the crumpled mess and badly injured.
The patients were both conscious while they were being extricated,
while distressed friends and family waited for answers. The outcome could have been far worse. Take a look over here. This is a housing estate where people were just going about their normal lives on a Saturday. They would have had no time to react if this plane had come down just 200 metres closer.
I am a little bit worried that it's going to be right at the front of my doorstep.
The airport was closed while investigators combed the aircraft, searching for clues as to how this landing went so terribly wrong. All 4 were taken to hospital, the pilot in a critical condition, but expected to be able to tell his amazing tale of survival for years to come.
Malcolm Turnbull and most senior cabinet ministers have decided to bow out of the same-sex marriage campaign exactly 1 month before ballots are due to be sent. Instead, the Prime Minister today ramped up his war of words with opposition leader Bill Shorten, describing him as the most dangerous left-wing leader in generations.
The Prime Minister warming up a Liberal crowd in Adelaide. An easy opener in an AFL state.
I arrived yesterday and noted how everyone was very upbeat. I just assumed that was because of the position of the Crows in Port Adelaide.
Then onto political footballs.
We have gas that's unaffordable. We have no place for set and forget in national security.
Before a call to arms against a different threat.
This is the most dangerous left-wing leader of the Labor Party we have seen in generations.
But there's one topic Malcolm Turnbull no longer wants to talk about. In the nation's capital, a clash of opinions over the same-sex marriage vote. The PM and most cabinet ministers have decided not to campaign.
It's a complete act of weakness for the Prime Minister then to say he's simply going to sit in the grandstand and watch it all play out.
There are exceptions.
I'll be doing all I possibly can without distracting from my ministerial duties to get a yes vote out there.
But mainly, it'll be left to backbenchers like Tony Abbott. However, a new opinion poll has revealed most people in his electorate don't share his views. The Australia Institute surveyed nearly 700 Warringah residents and found nearly 70% support marriage equality. Just over 25% do not, and around 5% are undecided.
The message of Tony Abbott is that times have moved on. A lot of people have changed their mind about marriage equality.
The same-sex marriage vote is now facing a new hurdle. It's feared more than 110,000 silent electors will miss out on their ballot papers because their addresses are protected for privacy reasons. Fiona Willan, NBN News.
A Newcastle motorcyclist has hopefully learnt a lesson after his lucky escape went viral. The young rider was captured on dash cam taking a corner too quickly before flying off his bike and landing in front of a car, whose driver was quick to slam on the brakes. Fortunately, he wasn't injured, managing to get up and ride away. A Saltash resident living within the Williamtown Red Zone claims the Department of Defence refuses to test his property for contamination because he doesn't have a water bore. It follows the appearance of this foam on his lawn after a water pipe leaked.
They're saying we're not contaminated, but we know the groundwater surrounding us, the four properties around us, surrounding us, have tested positive for it.
Defence was contacted for comment but was unable to provide a response. Newcastle Barbs could receive a multi-million-dollar facelift if Nuatali Nelms is restored to the position of Lord Mayor. But her opposition is calling for answers, questioning where the funds are coming from.